What is this?
There we go.
What date is
All right.
this?
I'm going to call
22nd,
the
right? The 22nd, yeah, right?
Common Council meeting to order on Monday, October 21st, 2019, at 6 o'clock p.m. Would you please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Alderpersons Wolf,
Here.
Hamel,
Here.
Borgman,
Here.
Kapusta.
Here.
Engelhardt,
Here.
Kubaki,
Here.
Madden.
Here.
And Mayor Shavarati.
Here.
We have a quorum.
And statement of public notice.
This meeting was noticed in accordance with open meeting law.
Communications this evening, I have none. Tonight is the public hearing to hear from the citizens. There's no discussion or input from the council this evening. So at this time, if there's anyone who wishes to speak, oh wait, I'm sorry, Sharon does her presentation.
Jenny's.
Or Jenny is going to do the presentation, I apologize. We get to have Jenny here at least once a year doing this, so she'll do the presentation and then we'll hear from public. Okay.
Okay. The public hearing this evening will provide a budget overview for the city's operations, which include the general, debt service, special revenue, and capital project funds. As in prior years, the budget process began several months ago with setting budget goals in order to aid in the budget document preparation. The final Committee of the Whole budget meeting concluded on October 8th, whereby the committee recommended certain amendments to the general operating budget, which include an increase to the mayoral and judge salaries, additional contributions to the senior taxi program, Little Muskego Lake and Lake Danoon districts, and lastly, a 3% hydrant rental adjustment to reflect the proposed simplified water utility rate increase. All recommended adjustments have been included in the public hearing budget agenda documentation. This next chart provides a financial summary of the city funds as outlined in the budget overview and include 2018 actual, 2019 projected, and 2020 budgeted revenues, expenditures, fund balance, and tax data. As noted, the 2018 net fund balance remains elevated due to the debt issuance required for funding the City Hall, Public Works, and Public Safety Facility project net expenditures. The 2020 levy adjustment includes a $64,911 reduction of tax increment district funding, a $50,655 debt service levy increase to maintain and plan for affordable future debt levels, and an additional $91,864 for various general operations expenditure increases listed below the chart. Please note reductions in net liability insurance, inspection service fees, and recreation program expenditures will offset the proposed employee wage and benefit adjustments. As for the city tax levy, the state mandate restriction to net new growth amounted to $184,768, or 1.049%. However, due to prior levy limit legislative changes, this amount is further reduced by an additional $42,249 of personal property aid. In order to fund the inflationary expenditure increases noted earlier, the 2020 budget is proposed to utilize the entire allowable amount of $142,519. Conversely, the estimated city tax rate is anticipated to decrease by 3 cents to $4.47 per $1,000 of assessed value, mainly because of the approximate $180 million increase in equalized value. Of the total $13.4 million tax levy, $10.8 million will fund expenditures for basic operations in the general fund, $2.2 million will be dedicated for principal and interest payments, and $483,000 will be applied towards the active tax district increments. The following slides summarize the general fund revenue and expenditure categories, reflecting a balanced increase of $216,660, or 1.37%. This increase amounts to a monthly cost of approximately $53 per capita, using the latest population estimate of 24,999, and remains equal to the prior year calculation. Of total revenues, approximately 80.5% are generated from taxes and intergovernmental state aids. The reductions shown in public charges for services and permits are offset by relative decreases in recreational expenditures resulting from competitive summer program activities, as well as building inspections service fees due to a slight decline in development. The leading city expenditures continue to be within the public safety category, amounting to 45.8% of the total general fund operating costs, and include police, dispatcher, volunteer fire, and building inspection services. The next fund included in this public hearing is the debt service fund and is used to account for the principal and interest payments on all general obligation debt. Funding sources include property taxes, tax increment financing, conservation fund reimbursement, and interest earnings. For the current year, the city's total principal balance outstanding is $46 million, leaving a debt capacity limit of $111 million, or 71.21%. Future borrowing plans and debt levy projections continue to indicate minimal increases. Summarized in this following chart are the special revenue funds, otherwise known as specific purpose programs. The expenditure activities for 2020 resulted in a projected grand total for all funds combined of approximately $5.6 million, which is up by $300,000 as compared to the prior year. The majority of this increase is due to tax increment-related debt payments and various park improvements, including the Park Arthur baseball field, in which the committee intends to further discuss alternatives. The final budget for review at this public hearing is the 2020 capital projects and amounts to a net total of approximately $1.1 million. The entire financing for all items will be funded by landfill host fees and consist of various technology-related and equipment requests from the Finance, Information Technology, Public Safety, and Public Works departments. This concludes the 2020 budget public hearing presentation. All proposed balanced budgets, including the tax levy, will be considered for approval at the upcoming Common Council meeting tomorrow evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. Very thorough. Is there anyone who wishes to speak? Okay, just state your name and address when you come up.
Could you turn on the mic, please?
Are we on now? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Jen
Please talk loud.
Jen Mortensen, West 158, South 7669, Quietwood Drive.
Got it. And Jason Scaife, South 73W14960, Cherrywood Drive. Good?
Good, yeah, you can go ahead, sorry.
What we're here to discuss, she's representing MAA baseball organization. I'm representing Muskego Warriors. Storm could not be available tonight. A couple people out of town that usually attend these or come and speak to things. Basically what we're looking at is, as you all know, last year the budget for field prep costs went drastically up, a little over double. And the way we understand it from the previous council meeting, there's a couple asset, I guess, organizations in the community that you'd mentioned, like the Noon, Senior Taxi, and there was one other, I believe, that were, again, great benefits to the community. We feel as though these three baseball organizations are great benefits to the community. And what we're looking at, instead of trying to increase all the player fees for the, how many do you have?
Well, the MAA alone has anywhere from almost 700 to 1,000 players for baseball each season. That doesn't include flag football, which is an additional 100 plus children as well. So we're looking at getting, instead of having to increase the cost of registration for next year, hoping to get some allocation to help us offset the cost of those field prep fees.
And can't give you exactly a hard number right out of the gate, just because of the fact that it wouldn't be fair. Right now, we're charged per field setup. So you can kind of go with an average number of games at the Park Arthur Complex. Bloom and Kurth are the ones I believe that the Happy Mower takes care of. And, yeah, Park Arthur, Horn, that's the other one I was trying to think of, sorry about that. So we're basically looking to try to do something to help offset the cost of these three organizations to keep it affordable. Last year, we knew there was going to be a price increase. We weren't anticipating going from, I believe it was $80 in 2018 to go up to $165 per field prep per game in 2019. So budget's already set. They have to let everybody know what their players are going to pay for their fees coming up very shortly. Storm and Warriors have already done that. We haven't, I don't know if they increased, I can't speak for the Storm, but for us, we're trying to keep it the same. We told everybody we're going to try to limit it. We're going to see if we can get something, a little bit of allocation to try to help offset the field prep costs because they are so expensive. And I guess if there's questions or if there's anything else you're looking
There's no
for,
discussion tonight. It's this public hearing, so they will take that into
And I would also
consideration.
add that for the MAA alone, we had almost a $20 per person. We were short $20 per registration due to the increased field costs. So for every student or player we had register, we were $20 short based on the new cost of field prep. So that was not something that we were anticipating based on these new field prep fees.
and again, I can't speak for the Storm, but for us, that pretty much ate up the rainy day fund, so to say, that we had for buying additional equipment or things of that nature for off-season work or even in-season work. I guess the one thing I'd like to, I think MAA, Storm, and Warriors have put a lot of time and effort as well financially into the fields to maintain them, to help offset costs. And I can speak for the Warriors as far as like Kurth. I know we've invested a lot of time and a lot of money to make that a very good baseball field, a good park for people to go at. And obviously, we use that as, so to say, our home field for 8s through 12s. However, it's obviously a public park and everybody uses it, and I think that everybody's benefiting in the community at all the fields that we've invested time and money into. So that's what we're kind of looking for, is just something to help offset our cost for the field prep for the three organizations.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So that will conclude the public hearing. City official reports, none this evening. Sharon, you don't have anything? No more? Communications or miscellaneous? There's nothing. Future agenda items? Reconsideration, nothing to reconsider this evening. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.